the only way to start your day.
I know you have story.
No, Dennis has stories. Dennis is
Dennis
storyteller.
is the one who has story.
We'll see in just a minute.
It is good.
Alex Mwadhi is a political analyst. He joins us here as well. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the invite.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for doing that with us this morning. And even as we do, Dennis went to Zambia, and we didn't do this the last hour, unfortunately. We went right into looking into a Healthy Friday conversation, but then we get to do it this hour where we ask you to interpret our proverb. Dennis, tell you what that is and where it's from.
Yeah, so today we are in Zambia. Now, Zambia, beautiful country. The players came to the country. We managed to do that thing to them, so we celebrate Harambee Stars for doing that thing. But then again, when we talk about Zambia, we look at what is powering the economy. So they are huge when it comes to in the mining sector. So they mine cobalt and copper. Think about copper, electricity, what we're enjoying right now, and Zambia is playing an important role in making sure that we're able to enjoy electricity. But beyond that, let's go to the proverb, right? The proverb talks about people being able to communicate regardless of where it is you are. So in the West, there are relatives. In the West, there are relatives. Mwadhi, how would you interpret that?
In the West,
There are relatives.
that's a very interesting one. Interpret it in the West, there are relatives would mean that wherever you go, be respectful. Consider those people as people who would be your relatives or friends, even when you don't know them. And I think in normal social settings, I remember a couple of months ago, I went to a wedding setting, and guess who I found? City. And my friend's daughter was being married to City's sister's son. Looked at each other and said, I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the West, there are
They're
relatives.
They're relatives. Indeed.
Ashmi, how would you interpret it?
Well, I would say also that maybe with the copper, with the gold, we are all one at the same time, and we need to respect each other. It's what they have, that is what we have. Maybe we want football, maybe they do not win, but we are all the same. They have mining, we have the ball, so we are all equal.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, so we're looking at the week in review today, and certain things have happened. We're coming off a week where certain things were said, whether people were up in arms in terms of the accusation of corruption or the allegations of corruption within Parliament, whether that be the National Assembly and or the Senate. And this coming from the CEO of the country, who basically said, no, get your house in order. This is not working. Let it go. This is all happening where political parties are starting to align or realign towards the elections in 2027. And then also, we're looking at the former deputy president who was impeached, obviously, and then has been away in the West, interestingly enough, and then has then now made a re-entry, I don't know, triumphant return, not on a donkey, but into the country yesterday, and it was all this hullabaloo about, him coming back and what it would then portend toward the by-elections that are happening in not too long from now.
Yep.
Let's take the week in review. What does it mean for the country? And let's start from the last, which is now Rigathi Gachagua coming back into the country. Does it matter?
In our political sense, it does matter. Because as a country, we are really a political body. To the level where we forget the real important issues of life. So that we hold leaders at such a high regard or importance in our lives to an nonsensical level, if you ask me. To an extent that everybody now knows that the elections are coming up in 2027. And in November, there is what we call the Kiambaa moment that's meant to happen. If you remember, in the last dispensation, the last parliament, we had Kawanjiko election in Kiambaa as the first election held by UDA And that showed the direction in which they were going to go in the Mount Kenya region, as it were, and the entire country. So you have that moment in November, and that moment is being that Kiambaa moment is being thought to be the Malava, I think it's Malava constituency, and you have seen the amount of effort that has been put there. So the entry yesterday was meant to show that we have the numbers, that we can be able to pull out this cat out of the bag. And remember, the deputy leader for that party, the DCP for Gachagua, is a gentleman from the Western region, Kropas Malala. So basically, this was a very important political statement for the DCP and supporters of what we are seeing to be a coalition of the opposition, which hasn't formed completely, but is in the cards. So looking at November, do the by-elections. Whoever wins these by-elections now will be able to move forward in 2026, claiming that we have the numbers. You don't. So it was critical to be able to show that power yesterday.
Did it show?
Unfortunately, if you remember, for the last almost a month, the government has been, because on one hand, the former deputy president was in the US and was snitching on Kenya, just to look for that's the best word I can use, snitching on Kenya to the Americans and to the rest of the world. And the government was trying to defend every position that he took, to an extent accusing him of close to criminal situation, because when you're waiting for someone to arrest him at the airport, then it means that there's some criminal activity that he has to do, to have done, because otherwise you have to ask the fella to write a statement, a police statement. So the government went out of its way to ensure that that was scuttled, and they succeeded, completely succeeded. They were supposed to be from the airport, speak on the way, like we've seen it in the past. We saw Matiba in the 1990s. We saw Ruto do the same. We've seen Baba. You remember the Baba when you are away moment. You remember that moment from airport to Uhuru Park when Baba you are away, and that became a clarion call for the next period towards elections. So DCP and its members must have been looking for that moment in Kamukunji. So something will come up that would be the clarion call for the rest of the period towards the elections. So when this was scuttled, remember the Minister for Interior started saying from I think last week that assemblies will not be allowed. You know, there was a language that was saying we will not allow this.
Yes, but on Wednesday evening or Wednesday during the day, the same CS for Interior said, look, people are allowed constitutionally to do what they need to do. In fact, we will provide the necessary security for them. They didn't scuttle anything. We did not see the police about. Did we see anything like that happen? So they had leeway. Who scuttled the process?
If you have people coming in and you have the police presence, like was it at the airport, what do members of the public do? They walk away. They don't feel safe to be able, because you have the police with the water cannons, with everything there. I'm sure you've seen the pictures. So it's like if there was a war, some sort of war. This was just a politician coming home. Why do you want to have that kind of police presence at the airport? You're sending a message without sending the message, without saying it.
Yeah. So Kimani, if you look at the arrival of Rigathi Gachagua back to the country yesterday, and Kenyans who showed up to meet him at the airport, you look at his journey from the airport towards Kamkunji and how that was. One would ask, first of all, did DCP achieve what it is they wanted? And did the government as well manage to block Gachagua from achieving what he needed to? And if so, why is the government scared of Gachagua?
Well, let me first respond that there's nothing government is scared. Scared of what? And my brother is saying here, why there were police in the airport? I need to remind him. There's some things to be protected also. Even if it is here, when they are passing here, the security should be in the gate. They are also protecting the standard. So the protection that in the airport, don't forget we have guests, we have other things there, we have foreigners who are there. they need to be protected. And you could be saying the police did bad because actually they went against them or they fought them. There was nothing like that, as my sister is saying. It was cool. It's just taking their work to protect. Things may not be spoiled. Let me tell you one thing I have not even heard media saying. Maybe they don't know. Do you know we lost 2 boys yesterday? Here in the flyover Toto, Kobil? 2. We lost 2 boys. Because the shops were closed. People suspected, because there's a lot of people, there are many people and boda and what. They suspected something can come bad, so they closed the shops. But 2 boys, they came and started rooting, and they had a bike. I was there, I got them when I was going home. And they were beaten by the people, and they were dead. 2 of them died. If the police was there, maybe they could have protected. Sometimes they do not blame the police all the time, because they are there also to do their duty. And I think for yesterday, for Gachagua coming back, it failed. Maybe how they wanted the crowd. It did not work. But I want to see also, I saw some people, young people, also responding on them, which is bad because I don't know where they came from. Because they could just let it free. Let everybody do what he's supposed to do. And the people are saying, many people, even I've heard my brother trying to say that Murkomen said that when Gachagua comes, should be arrested. No statement like that one. Let's talk the fact and the truth. And if there is, let it be played here. He said, because of the word he said there in America, when he comes, he needs to take himself in the police, in the CID, to write a statement. Himself to take himself. That was the statement. By the word arrest, people are adding that, saying that he should be arrested. Why should he be arrested? For what?
You seem to think that the return of Rigathi Gachagua is of no consequence.
No. If you see the way it was, even the crowd, the people he had, the big crowd which they are always together. When they are putting the muscle on politics, they were not there. That is true. And let me tell you, I've experienced. I worked with Moi. I worked with Kibaki, Kenyatta, and I worked with Ruto. Let me tell you, the crowd and the strength which was there before, I'm seeing it coming down. And also it is good they started early. So people, I came listening another lady when I was coming, and I had people commenting different. They are tired. They are tired on this all the time when it comes. When he was not there, the country was very cool, was very down. There was no problem. So I think let people learn as they came early, as they started this politics early. It is good and it is bad, because people will be tired, but also people will learn, and the people will be able to learn them and to understand them. I think we need to be free without adding other things on something which is not there, because I think yesterday for Gachagua coming back, it was good. There was no problem. It's only that those small boys I saw them are also responding. I don't know where they had came from, but I don't think there was a problem. He was supposed to go somewhere, Kamukunji or somewhere, to address. Maybe he did not go for, maybe the intelligent, he knew maybe those boys might be a problem. But I don't think there's anything bad with that. Let everybody, when you let people free to do their own things, it comes down, because maybe they don't have marriage. The way it was prepared, Kina Malala, saying they know who Anadwa is organizing, so and so is organizing, wiping, to make that it will be bad when he comes. So I'll ask Kenya, let everybody do what he want to do in a good way, and also protect the property of the people. Like those boys we lost. If we came yesterday and we lost 2 boys, surely, where are we going? And what are we teaching these young boys? I think we need to start now, giving everybody his chance. Let him talk. Even the meeting, let him go in the meeting, let him talk. And you see this thing coming down.
Alex, do you think there was any significance on the return of Rigathi Gachagua to the country in terms of the politics and the way in which they are being simmered at the moment?
The point is that the fact that the whole process did not take place as expected, whatever the reason, and obviously people don't go around with videos to throw up. If somebody is not a visitor in Kenya, they know that there have been many statements that have been made about the arrival and arrest at the airport. So there's no need of asking for videos. Now, the fact that it was punctured, as it were, remember the idea was, like I mentioned, that the idea was for him to come home, the Matiba style, to come home, the Raila Odinga style last time, and they had also come from the US. Matiba, you remember, came from the UK that time, he came from the hospital. So the Kamkunji meeting did not take place. So that toned down the what you call the fire that they expected to be able to ignite with his landing, so that now he'll be landing and floating on that. That was lost. Whatever the reason, that was lost, and how now they have to recreate again. Remember, you're a political country, and what happens is that at every election we find a clarion call to follow. This was meant to start off the campaign for 2027. Now it's lost.
This return of Rigathi Gachagua,
Gachagua, yes,
is meant to start off the campaign
in their mind.
For who?
In their mind.
For Kenya or for themselves?
For themselves.
Okay.
Because they are looking at what others have done in the past, that they have used an opportunity like this to be able to trigger the whole campaign process. It's for them, not for Kenya. It's always about them. Even when everybody else has done that, it's for them and for their trying to create their own popularity. That now was lost because they're not able to go to Kamkunji for whatever reason that happened. I think that's the question you asked me. So the significance of this is that now they have to recreate themselves, because 2027 is facing Kenya, and there must be elections, and there must be the president and someone to oppose him in the process. So they'll have to reignite another way of bringing themselves to the fore.
Yeah. I asked the question in terms of Gachagua's return yesterday. So if you look at the articles that have been written, is that there are reports saying that witnesses saw goons being paid up to go scuttle and interfere with Gachagua's return. And this has been linked to allegedly that it is the government that paid goons to go scuttle that return. If Kimani, you're saying that the government had nothing to do with it, but here we're seeing reports to interfere with that report, which again I ask the question, why would this happen if Gachagua at all his return had no consequences whatsoever?
You know something which I disagree, and I disagree with you completely. Why are you saying government paid?
I've said according to reports and
these are papers. These are papers which we are used in propaganda. And if you tell them to prove, they cannot prove. It's just the way they are saying that the president said about the corruption. He has been told to come and prove. So even this one, let me tell you, let's not be reading things and having discussion with the rumor mongering and the papers, my friend, and Facebooks. No, that one will not help us. But also I ask my friend here, I'm shocked he is analyst. I'm saying we need a clip of Murkomen where he said Gachagua should be arrested. He's just ignoring and saying we don't want a clip. Why do you want to believe you? Why do you want to believe you? Why can't we be mature enough to say, and the media does that very much. So and so said what? The clip comes. Did he say to be arrested? Those are the things, my friend. As analysts, we should be talking to save this country on the truth. Let's not be talking lies, my friend. And also, we always created issues in the papers, my friend. It is somebody who wrote, you don't know which side he is, and he want to create a story. And you know, if there is no stories in the paper, we cannot buy. So let's sometimes be using our common sense of measuring what you saw with your eyes and what you listened to in the ground. So I think we should recommend, it is not bad, and those people to say that the government, we want to create a fight with the government and Gachagua and the other people all the time. If it is people who have been mentioned, maybe they were mobilizing, let's mention them and let's look whether they did it. But the government.
Alex, when you talk about such reports coming up, this comes from a history or a precedence that has been formed before. If you look at the demonstrations that have happened in Nairobi before, we've seen goons walking side by side with police officers. And then again, you see these reports coming from someone who served in government, pretty much in the party, because these is reports that it's coming from Malala, who served in cabinet a while ago and was also the Secretary General of the president's party. So when we hear such statements coming from them, should we just rub it under the rug and say it does not happen?
If we are to do that, then all should stop being in the media. Close it down. Because the media does their own investigation and speaks to people who tell them what they believe to be the truth, and they report on that. On the basis of that, and that's why we have political analysts. And the idea is to political analysts to depend on issues that they hear, see, and read about, and not be personal, not be individual, because then the argument is lost every time that you start attacking a person. The issue is, those are reports that are coming from the ground. Do we have proof of that? Yes, we do. Because yesterday, the convoy vehicles were stoned. There are reports, there are pictures of young people with pangas trying to scuttle people. It's not a story, it's a fact. The issue is that that's being allocated to have been paid by some government machinery. Do we have proof? The media now should be able to help us to unwrap that. But did it happen? Yes, it did. Who faced that attack is a convoy of Gachagua. You can't deny that. So who paid them? Obviously not Gachagua to come and ban his own vehicles. And the idea of having a discussion is that you have to sometimes remove yourself from, because I don't speak for Gachagua, I don't speak for the government. I don't. I look at the issue as they were and discuss the issues that are there. So yes, my friend, if the media reports something, like they say when there is smoke, there is fire. So yes, there is a reason for us to be concerned about that. Yeah.
How does this affect the politics? Because it seems as though whenever there is anything that would lead towards rally, which we see politics will use as a channel for communication, wherever we see that there is an announcement of such, the go-to thought is that there will be chaos and that there will be drama. Have we gotten to the place whereby that is how the politics is played out? Or should we be going much deeper into the place where people are saying, who will actually be the next alternate that is taking this country to the next level? We seem to be wrapped up in the thing. There was a goon, there was this, there were... And people are waiting for the clearing. Who's going to be the one who will come through all of this that will take Kenya from this point where it is to a better point tomorrow? We'll ask for both of you.
Well, let me say this. Don't forget that the people who are there, even yesterday with the Gachagua, there are people you saw with the posters, maybe trying also to take that opportunity to be seen there with him, and they are also standing maybe in Nairobi. Don't forget, it's politics. When they show that, maybe other side of the people also who want to vie, and maybe they are not in that group, they can protect themselves on putting those goons. That's how politics goes. They have seen, this is Njoroge, and Njoroge want to stand and he's with the deputy president, and they are taking their pictures, former president, Akona pictures, saying placards, I'm here, and I'm standing in the Bakassi. So what do you think of the other person, who also is vying the same place? He must also maybe get into that. I've been in the politics all my years, and I know those things happen sometimes, and we come the end of the day blaming maybe Gachagua and also blaming maybe the government, but this is about interests of the people politically. They want also to be seen there. They have their supporters. And when they're recruiting their supporters on the ground, they know that when Gachagua is coming, he has somebody who want to buy in Embakasi or want to buy somewhere. So they'll prepare myself. This thing can happen. And it happens many times, I know, in politics. It goes that way. But which is very bad, because the end of the day, they make people lose their property. They make that yesterday we lost 2 boys. Is it important to do that? So don't blame even Gachagua, don't blame the government. Even politicians themselves also, the way they set themselves, trying to show that they are there. You know, when you are seen more, it being in politics, that's what the politicians like. And when they are seen there more, and the other one, they are not being seen, they must try to make sure that they are being seen also present with their supporters. And also that one can bring that crash, which we are seeing. But I think the way you are going, things are going to change slowly and slowly and slowly.
What? Things are going to change to what?
They're going to change. They're going to be tired. It's 2 years in politics, my friend. 2 years. You see, like now they tried, as my brother here is saying, like Matiba, like that point, it did not work like Matiba, like the other people. It is going down. It's not the way it was. And again, Gachagua could have understand with his advisors as him, to advise him and tell him, When he was there in America, he talked too much, so there's nothing people are waiting. He talked so much, he said many things, so people waiting for what? There's no good new news. You know, the time of Moi, people used to go airport. When he comes, they will have a meeting in the airport and with people. People will sing for him, and he will say where he was and what is called or what happened. But nowadays, it's not that way. Now it is completely different. Because that time people could go there in a big number to listen. He went, they did not know what he was doing. Can we wait for him to tell us? Now Gachagua talked too much outside. So people had nothing else to wait because they have all the news which he was saying. It goes that way in politics. And my friend, I will maybe ask him, can you offer free advice on the both sides, because you are Kenyans and also you like peace. Advice. We have been in politics. I'm born in politics myself. I've been with Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and this. I know how politics is played. And many people don't know the cards of politicians, how they play. And at the end of the day, the results come to benefit the ones who want to buy.
Okay, Alex.
Ndo, you ask a very pertinent question, and I think that is really a question that you need to take time and let that be the kind of a debate for that. What next? I want us to draw ourselves to two issues. One is Singapore. 1965, per capita income around 220, Kenya per capita income around 260. We get independence 2 years ahead of Singapore. Singapore starts moving. The Lee Kuan Yew, when it comes to power, he says, I have two options. Either become the richest man by doing whatever else he's doing, or make Singapore one of the richest countries in the world. He chose the second part. To an extent that by the time he came out of power, and he was a benevolent dictator, let's face it, he left. Kenya per capita income today is 1,900. Singapore per capita income is about $27,000. You're talking about 20 times more than Kenya. Because he chose the route of developing a country, yet we've chose the route of politics. No one is going to get tired because we've been playing politics from 1963. And I can go through that and show you that what we have done for the last 62 years, we've played politics. We have not moved our country forward because of politics. So what we need to do, to answer you, we need to stop politics and start looking at this country as our home and something that we can build. Number two, in 2002, March 18, a meeting was called by KANU, chief then Moi, and he sat down and they rebirthed KANU. And in that meeting, they announced that KANU will rule this country for 100 years. Who are they in that meeting? He made Ruto to be the secretary, I think, organizing secretary. Raila Odinga as the secretary general. Uhuru Kenyatta as a deputy. Mudavadi as a deputy. Kind of all these fellas that you see at the top of the political pyramid in this country were part of that declaration of 18 March. Our problem, though, is that we are under siege by the political cartels. They work together in private and pretend to be enemies in public. And it's a case of you run this way and I run this way, but we remember in the evening tutakutana. Whoever wins, we all benefit, we all eat. Because they are all eating in the same pot.
You know, you've mentioned about the departure point being the same point, but only that as we progress, there seems to be a division. But
there is no division. In the evening, there's no division.
Oh, come on.
They sit together.
What are you saying? So, look, come on. Over the last 2 months, let's just take 2 months. Rigathi Gachagua's been in the US. There's things going on here. There's economic empowerment development here. There are parties which seems to be splitting at the hem, and you're trying to say that all of these are optics, they're political optics, and that at the end of the day they're having a cup of coffee or something stronger together.
In 2002, we had, after this March meeting, we had in the election, we had Uhuru Kenyatta against who? Moi Kibaki. Moi Kibaki was with Raila Odinga. Uhuru Kenyatta was with William Ruto. Can you imagine the venom they poured at each other?
Outside
in public. When it came to 2007, Ruto was with Raila Odinga, right? And Kenyatta was on this side with Kibaki. Again, the venom. You come to 2013, movement of sit again, musical chairs, move again. And they don't call each other in public palatable words. There are things that I cannot call you. Mganga, Muizi, those, these are in public domain, so I can mention them. They call each other Muizi, call each other Mganga. And within a month, they are sitting down together again in so-called handshakes in 2018, and now handshake in the last 1 year. It means that what they say in public, they don't mean it. They don't. It's just a game they are playing. And the political game they are playing benefits only them.
You see, when you talk about the political games that are happening, there's something that also happened during the week. The president came out and called out Parliament with regard to matters to do with corruption, accusing Parliament to be taking bribes for some bills to pass and whatnot. And that has caused a commotion between the executive and the legislature, even threatening to summon the president to come speak in the National Assembly. You have been member of Parliament, and this conversation that the president is bringing up, does he have any basis? Is Parliament that corrupt?
Well, let first me also respond before what my brother have said. He has said a very important point. The politician must stop and let this country to grow. How do we do it? That's my question to him. How do we do it? Who is the boss of the politician? The boss of politician, it is Wanjiku. When you come to election, make sure you elect the good people, because you are seeing them and they are born where you are, and they're asking for the position where they were born. You know their character. They went to the school. They went to what? So to change, my brother, I agree with you. A lot of politics will not make this country actually go ahead in a good way. But who can change? You have asked the question. You cannot just talk here and we say stop. No, we have no powers. Wanjiku must be taught to stop and to elect the right people. But you elect the people through the money again, cash, through the region, through the party. That's where we go wrong. Because the politician, you come and see, like now why some of them following Gachagua? Because they know Gachagua maybe in the Milima, maybe he is powerful there because of one tribe which is there. They will go there to be elected by the party or by the region. That is also the biggest problem. Let me come now to the members of parliament, what the president said. It is true, I've been in parliament for 10 years. And it's true, there is corruption. I agree. There is corruption in the parliament. Why are they saying now, and they are saying now, we must pull out and we must now use our teeth. We must bite. Where were they before to bite? This thing, it is actually in the public. Public knows how they are and how they do. Yeah? Like now my brother here, everybody knows in his village. They can be able to analyze him from when he started, he went to school, how has he got his property, or has he got make money? People knows that. But you get some of them elected within a shortened time. Somebody what he is doing is unbelievable. It cannot align with the salary which is having. So actually, what the president said, it is true there is a problem, and he has more network than anybody was. Can you imagine how many intelligent in the Kenya working and reporting? Let me tell you, when you come in politics, my friend, the file, it is with the intelligent. You must be open to a file. What do? Do you like drinking? Do you like girls? What do you like doing? It is in the file. So that when the president asks, I would like so and so to appoint him, can you give me his CV? It will be brought immediately. They know you. So people think that it is something just coming just at once without having a record. The records are there. So the president has more network for that. And when he's saying even the governor, what they are, we are seeing, it is true. But there was a story of a bird which saw somebody doing bad, very bad thing somewhere. And whenever that person went in the meeting, the bird would come in the tree and start saying, I will say, I will say, I will say, unless you give me one finger. Then it could be given one finger. The bird went that way until this man, so 5 fingers have gone. So he said, no, enough is enough. You finish my finger. Just say what you want to say. Maybe that's where President have reached. Because even himself, maybe he was also pushed in the same issue until maybe he reached somebody and said, no. Enough is
Enough.
Enough is enough. But the corruption, Mami, is there in a very big way. When he was saying in these committees, which are in the parliament, they are the worst. Let me tell you. I'm saying this before my God knows that I was there. They call people in the ministry. They tell them, come, somebody have given a petition because of your ministry. But when it comes, there are some brokers in that committee who say, but come with 10 million. My committee want this and this, so we can make for you a good report. That thing is, and it's very serious. It cannot let this country grow.
Kimani,
actually, I agree because I was there, and I know.
Okay.
Even Wamushambo, when he was saying that people have been corrupted.
You used to receive money at the time when you were in Parliament?
Me, that way, have you ever had me accused even corruption anywhere?
I'm asking because you said you were there.
I'm
asking
saying
a question.
No, and that's why I'm agreeing to confess that I know
that it happens with other people.
It happens. Even there was a woman with a bui, and when we had this BBI, I was there, and many people thought I would be against the BBI, but me, I was there for BBI. People are shocked. He was bui, he had carried mfuko kubwa ndani of money, and he was going from this seat to this seat, giving people 100. Are you going to vote? Yes. Are you going to vote? No. Are you going? You see, giving money. To prove myself I'm not corrupt in the parliament, people thought I would vote no. But I voted yes. Because of my conscience, I saw that BBI, that one was to help the country, was to balance the country. So even if we say it's corrupt, it's not all of them in the parliament who are corrupt. There are people even who are Christian there.
But
there's a number.
Okay, so here is a question where the president has called out parliament for corruption. Here are members of parliament again calling out the president and even allegations that this corruption stems from the executive itself. So as we talk about the president, as Kimani says, consumes raw intelligence, knows who's corrupt and who's not. We have all the agencies paid by the taxpayers to deal with corruption, and the executive itself being accused of being corrupt. Is the president then being genuine when he's calling out corruption and asking that corruption be fought to a point of forming a task force?
I will answer that with this week, I think maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Junaid Mohammed, the MP and one of the leaders of ODM, was recorded of having said that. Unfortunately, I don't have the video. Because you should be telling me. Unfortunately, you're going to ask me so I can carry the videos with me. Junaid said that it's not bribe. He said he's lobbying. Yes, in the committees we receive money, but he's lobbying. And his justification is like the whole world does that. So what are you asking us? So the question is not whether that happens. A member of parliament, a senior member of parliament, I think he's a minority leader, admitted that they actually collect bribes, that they baptize that name. Now, for the president to call on members of parliament on corruption, it shocked some of us. And we started thinking, why is he doing it at this time? First of all, is to give people something to talk about in the course of this week. And it's been formed for this week. To tone down, you know, in politics, you have to be strategic. To tone down yesterday's activity so that people can be talking about this more often. Number two, it concerns some of us because in the last 2 years, in the last 7 years, we've had an auditor general who has come up with reports of misuse of money or corruption in the government.
Yes.
Including recently the SHA and whatever 104 billion shillings. The president have never commented on that, on any of those things. Actually, if you ask me, if money was lost, say 104 billion shillings in that, e-Citizen, the e-Citizen last 2 weeks, there have been reports of 100 billion shillings being lost to somebody else. There was a need to appoint a committee and spend some money and find out whether that is the truth, that actually happened and we lost that money. So to come and accuse now members of parliament to give him a benefit that at least he's spoken. At least he's spoken. so that we hope that from now onwards we'll not have a situation where we have stories that his executive have been mentioned to be in the same game. I'm just hoping that maybe these will stop, because corruption must stop from the top. If it stops from the top, then the people below will scatter, will stop. Yeah.
Do we see a situation where all of this is going to die down? You know, they say in a stampede, you move around, then the dust settles, and we'll actually see what has happened after the dust has settled. Are things any different? You seem to not be on the side of Rigathi Gachagua anymore, Kimani, and you were before, but that seems to have gone out the window. What made that shift for you?
You know, Ma'am, I will just answer you in a very simple way. People get married and they divorce.
Okay.
For the reasons which you will not ask them, they know. The husband knows or the wife knows why they are divorcing. So that's a normal thing.
Okay.
Unless a fool who cannot change. If you see things are not going well where you are, or you are devising and it's not working, you just move. There's no use of killing the wife or killing the husband. Just leave each other. Do the divorce. Somebody can go in his own way. That's what I did.
Okay.
After seeing things are not working the way maybe I really wanted, because I was advising. I'm the one who worked very hard for him to be there. So I have the reason, and because I'm elder.
For him to be where?
Yeah.
To be where?
Where?
To be having that seat of deputy president.
Oh, you worked for him?
Yes,
Okay.
I worked so much. We were 5 people. Me, the deputy. Let me not go in that story because I've repeated again and again and again. So I know, and I'm an elder, and I don't want to go deep again, talking very deep things. There are some secrets of issues which I cannot bring on the table. It might be taken and people use them in a different way. When you come to the corruption, can you remember former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta saying in the State House, the money being stolen 2 billion every day? Can you remember that? So if he said 2 billion every day, and Ruth also is saying that the money is being stolen, like SHA. People want to say SHA, it was started, then now is the government stealing. Let me tell you, we must know in this country, I don't know whether you have been stolen, hacked money in your account. The technology which we have, people are hacking money, not from here. I know many people, I cannot go deeper in that, who are hacking money from America. And it's passed in so many areas, back to Dubai, then it is with the drone. Those things are working. So hacking, don't say that the president, when he says something, he is an angel, so everything must work the way he has put it. No. If you read the book, I don't know whether you are given one by these people of anti-corruption, you go through it, you will be able to see the corruption how it is. Not from top only, but everywhere there is corruption in a very bad way. In the road, in every sector. It is there. So when we continue showing finger in one side or showing one person, we are not going to succeed fight with this corruption. The corruption is rooted, even down, it is there. And we must agree, the one who is corrupting and the one who is receiving, both of them, they are doing bad in this country. And we must agree, where do we start? My thinking, there are many people who have been arrested for stealing and maybe for corruption. And we see them, they are taken in the court. But are they jailed? Except Waitito, who was jailed. Where are all these other people? Also, anti-corruption told us that there are 90 governors. They are supposed to be taken in the court. If the cases of politician after election, it is supposed to be winded in 6 months. Why can't we also put that law? Even somebody who have looted or stolen the money of the government or of the public, within 6 months, we hear those cases. They go 5 years. I know one of the MP in the area. He was found guilty for stealing the CDF money, using his own companies, and he was found guilty. But up to now, he is talking about the corruption. He is reading, and he's there in Nairobi. He is still reading, and he is found guilty. And that case, you go like that, it has taken about now 5 years, been taken around. So, my friend, also there are many areas we want to push and put pressure so that we can see the justice. The justice, if people are jailed in the proper way, what they have done, people will fear. But if there's no jail, people can be jailed. Let me tell you, I think we need to get a president who is very radical, who can come and go like maybe look for somewhere in the desert, put a prison there, and agree how people they'll be jailed and to be taken there. But now we say the 3 arms of the government. These 3 arms of government, they are not independent from the Kenyans, 3 of them. They must show us the work they were given and why they are independent is to work on their own way. But when we are saying things are not working the way they are supposed to work, we shall talk and discuss about the corruption and continue doing that, and we shall not move out from that, my friend.
Indeed. Look, and I think this is it. I think the dust is still yet to settle around a lot of these things. So it's a kind of watch and see. But the politics, since 1963, they're not about to end.
Yes,
and it's never too soon or never too late.
You ask whether this dust will settle and we see something different? My opinion is no. Because this has happened continuously, over and over again. We create dust, then it kind of settles. Before it settles down, we blow it up again. Before it comes down, we blow it again, and we will continue blowing it up until 2027. I would love to say this, that the only saving grace we have is we are able to change the politicians we have. And the only way you can do that is for the younger people who are under 40 years, who are 70% of the population of Kenya, wakes up today and decides that they want their own. It could be worse or whatever, but it would be different. If we go on with the way we are going, 2027 will come, one of them will be elected, nothing will change.
Political analyst in 10 seconds.
Okay, let me add something there, because my brother maybe has never vied a seat. This youth you are saying, when we are vying, the last minute is almost to be closed about 5, because they're closed at 6. You get them in the polling station in a group, and they call you, come, we have not voted, this is our vote, what are you giving us? What are you giving us? Then maybe you send someone and sort how they want it. Then they will call other politicians again, come. We have not voted, we are going to vote. So you see these things, even when we say youth, they must be committed.
And let's see what that commitment is going to look like. Politician Kimani Gonjiri and political analyst Alex Mathi, thank you both for being here this morning. Let's see if the dust settles, what it looks like when it's clear. Good morning at 9:01.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.